Hey there, K-Ball here from ZenDev, where I help developers and teams level up their front-end skills. This is your Friday front-end inspiration, where I talk about something that got me super pumped in the front-end world this week. This week's inspiration is design systems. Now, what is a design system? It's a tool or a process or anything that helps you design and develop your product. Now, this could be as simple as a style guide. What colors do we use? What are the shadows that we use? Things like that. It could extend to coded style guides, or it could get much more complex. And one of the reasons that I'm super excited about design systems this week is that we're in a period where design systems are becoming both much more prevalent and much more powerful. There's three different trends that are coming together to make this possible and make this happen. So one is the continued increase of emphasis on front-end and design. Design is a differentiator for your product. This is something that, in the old days of the web, you could have this super clunky website and it didn't really matter so long as it did what you needed. But these days, design is a differentiator. That's pushing us to advance and think about how we design and how we coordinate between design and development. The second piece is the continued advancement of the front-end ecosystem, and especially the trend towards advanced front-end frameworks and component-driven approaches. Components turn out to be the perfect sync point between design and development. You can create a style guide, you can create these components, and you can create them as coded components that can be reused. It creates this nice isolation and connection point between your designers and your UI developers or your front-end developers. The third major factor is the rise of tooling. So one of the big things there is Storybook. Storybook has been taking over as a way to do UI-driven development as compared to test-driven development. You build your UI components and then you build your app from them. That tooling makes it super easy to keep your designers and your developers in sync. There's some innovation happening in this space. One of the links that I have this week in the Friday front end is a new toolkit for doing this called UI Engine. So there's all sorts of really cool stuff going on in design systems. And to me, this is incredibly valuable because if you've ever been in a team where you have design over here and development over here and the communication between the two is perhaps a little bit funky, it doesn't work well. It doesn't flow, it doesn't get you to a good place, and your outcomes are just not as good. The best situation I've ever been in when I was working at Zerb, we were hand in hand with designers going back and forth, developer, designer, melding in between the two. And so we constantly had this integrated system, a design system for each of the products and projects we were working on. So I've got 3 different links down below to different stuff that came out this week. There's a case study on design systems. There's a new UI engine, or a new toolkit for building design systems called UI Engine. There's a design system ebook on how to build design systems. I also have a link to this week's Friday front-end newsletter, so you can check that out, all sorts of stuff. You can subscribe down there. If you prefer YouTube, there will be a link to subscribe to my YouTube channel right up here. This stuff is really cool. We're getting to a place where a design-driven product cycle just makes sense across the board. People's opinions about what they need is so high. Even in enterprise, we're finding where more and more enterprise adoption is driven by end users rather than CIOs deciding things. Design is the differentiator of the future, and you as a front-end developer are right in on it. So design systems, check them out, check out the newsletter, and we'll see you later. This is K-Ball signing out.